The docking bay doors of the Intergalactic Academy loomed large as the shuttle from Earth settled onto the platform with a gentle thud. Anna peered out the window, her eyes wide with anticipation and a bit of anxiety. As the shuttle's doors hissed open, a blast of artificially crisp air greeted her. She stepped out, her boots clanking on the metallic floor, and looked around the vast space filled with students from across the galaxy. "Welcome to the Intergalactic Academy," announced a tall, slender figure who approached with an air of authority. He was a Nardothian, known for their impeccable memory and lack of patience. "I am Professor Vintok. You must be Anna Carter from Earth." Anna nodded, adjusting the strap of her bag on his shoulder. "Yes, sir. It's an honor to be here." Vintok's thin lips curled into a smile. "Let's hope you find it honorable by the semester's end. Come, let me show you to your quarters and then to the orientation hall. You are, no doubt, eager to meet your peers." As they walked through the corridors, Anna couldn't help but stare at the variety of species moving around. There were Cygnians with their bright feathers, reptilian Zaltrons, and several others he couldn't name yet. "You'll get used to the diversity," Vintok commented, noticing his gaze. "Here, each species brings something unique to the table." Anna followed him into a lift, pressing the button for the residential level. "I hope I can fit in." "Fitting in is not required," Vintok replied as the lift doors opened. "Contributing is." They arrived at a room that Anna would call her own for the duration of her stay. It was small, functional, with a bed, desk, and a window that offered a view of the stars. After dropping off her luggage, they headed to the orientation hall. The room was filled with murmurs and the occasional alien laughter. Vintok left her at the door with a final nod. "Good luck, Miss Carter. I'll see you in class." Anna hesitated for a moment before walking in. Almost immediately, a group of students approached her, led by a human-looking figure from Capella 4, named Milo. "You're the Hellworlder, right? From Earth?" Milo asked, his tone a mix of curiosity and disbelief. "That's what they call it, yeah," Anna responded, trying to keep her tone light. "And you survived there? Just how?" chimed in another student, a Tark from Delphinus Fev. Anna chuckled. "It wasn't easy. You learned to adapt pretty quickly." "Show us something then, some Earth skill," suggested a third, a Keruvian named Silas, who eyed her with a skeptical smirk. Anna thought for a moment, then slipped off her backpack and opened it, pulling out a compact survival kit. "Here's something simple. How to purify water with just a few basic supplies." The group gathered around, their earlier mockery turning to fascination as Anna demonstrated the technique. As she explained, more students joined the group, their initial hostility fading into interest. By the end of the demonstration, Anna felt a slight easing in the tension. Milo clapped her on the back. "Not bad, Hellworlder. Not bad at all." "Thanks," Anna said, feeling a cautious sense of acceptance. "It's just basic survival." "Well, it's pretty cool to us," Silas admitted, offering a rare smile. "What else can you do?" Anna grinned, feeling a spark of confidence. "Give me time and I'll show you." As the orientation continued, Anna found herself surrounded by a growing number of curious faces. They were all from different worlds, but here they were all learning, and perhaps Anna had more to teach them than she'd initially thought. The first few days at the Intergalactic Academy were a whirlwind of classes, unfamiliar faces, and the ever-present buzz of alien languages. Anna found herself both exhilarated and exhausted by the pace of it all. Her demonstration at the orientation had sparked interest, and she was now frequently approached by other students curious about Earth and its notorious reputation. During a break between classes, Anna joined a group of students in the common area. A large view screen displayed images of various planets, including a serene depiction of Earth that looked nothing like the harsh reality Anna knew. "That's Earth, right?" asked Threx, a four-eyed Gelidian, pointing at the tranquil blue oceans and green lands. Anna nodded, taking a seat next to him. "Yeah, that's it, though it's not always as peaceful as it looks there." Milo, who had taken it upon himself to become Anna's unofficial guide, laughed. "Tell us something new today, Anna. Yesterday's water purification trick was a hit." Leaning back, Anna scanned the faces around her, each one showing a mixture of skepticism and intrigue. "All right," she started. "Have any of you heard of tornado chasing?" "Tornado chasing?" echoed Silas, his brow furrowed. "Why would anyone chase a tornado?" "It's a thing on Earth," Anna explained. "People actually follow these massive storms to study them, or just for the thrill. It's dangerous, but it gives us important data to understand and predict weather patterns better." The group murmured in disbelief. A small, insect-like creature named Plix from Canopix 7th clicked its mandibles. Humans pursue storms for fun. Your species has a peculiar definition of entertainment. It's not just for fun, Anna defended. It's also for science. But yeah, the thrill is a big part of it. As the conversation drifted to other extreme Earth activities, Anna felt more at ease discussing her home planet's eccentricities. The initial wariness his classmates had shown was slowly morphing into a genuine interest. Later that day, Anna attended her first exo-survival class, a course designed to teach students about surviving in different planetary environments. The teacher, Professor Harn, was a grizzled veteran from a warrior planet, known for his tough teaching methods. As your first assignment, Professor Harn announced, you will present a survival technique unique to your homeworld. Carter, you're up first. Show us something from Earth. Anna's heart raced as all eyes turned to her. Stepping forward, she decided to share something practical, yet impressive. I'll teach you how to make fire with just sticks. It's an ancient technique on Earth. The class watched, fascinated, as Anna demonstrated the hand drill method. After a tense few minutes, a small plume of smoke began to rise, and soon, a flame ignited. The room erupted in applause, and even Professor Harn nodded in approval. That's Earth ingenuity for you, Anna said, a proud smile spreading across her face. As the class dispersed, Milo clapped Anna on the shoulder. You're full of surprises, Hellworlder. What will you show us next? Anna laughed, feeling a rush of relief. Guess you'll just have to wait and see. But I promise, it won't be boring. As she walked back to her quarters, Anna couldn't help but feel a growing sense of accomplishment. She was not only surviving at the academy, she was starting to thrive. The challenge of proving herself was daunting, but Anna was ready. After all, growing up on Earth had prepared her for just about anything. The sun outside the academy's large windows bathed the cafeteria in a warm glow, a sharp contrast to the cold silence at Anna's table. The buzz of conversation around them seemed to fade as Zorvak, a towering figure from the militaristic planet Draxus, leaned across the table toward Anna. So, Earthling, Zorvak said, his voice laced with disdain, I've heard these little tricks of yours making fire and purifying water. Child's play. Let's see how you handle a real challenge. Anna set down her utensil, meeting Zorvak's glare. What kind of challenge? A survival simulation, Zorvak sneered. The Academy has environments from all known worlds. Let's see if the mighty Earthling can handle a Draxian storm. Milo, who had been quietly observing, spoke up. Hold on, Zorvak. There's no need. But Anna interrupted, a spark of defiance in her eye. No, let's do it. When and where? Zorvak's smirk widened. Tomorrow, Simulation Room 3. Prepare to be humbled. Word of the challenge spread quickly, and by the next day, a crowd had gathered around Simulation Room 3. Whispers and bets exchanged hands as Anna and Zorvak entered the chamber. The door sealed behind them with a hiss, and the environment began to change. The simulation chamber was a marvel of technology, capable of replicating the harshest conditions found in the universe. As the simulation started, the room morphed into a barren landscape with howling winds and pelting rain, mimicking a notorious Draxian storm. Zorvak looked over at Anna, shouting over the roar of the wind. Let's see if you survive this! Anna struggled to keep her footing as the wind buffeted her. Drawing on her Earth-gained endurance and quick thinking, she began to move, using the terrain to her advantage. She found a rock formation and crouched behind it, minimizing her exposure to the fierce winds. Zorvak, confident in her physical strength, stood defiantly against the storm, but soon found herself pelted by high-speed debris. Meanwhile, Anna used her survival kit to create a makeshift shield and goggles from torn pieces of her clothing and some synthetic materials she had brought along. As the simulation's intensity grew, so did the crowd's astonishment at Anna's adaptability. She moved with purpose and precision, every step planned and every resource utilized to its fullest. Finally, the storm began to subside. When the simulation ended, the landscape returned to its neutral state, and the door opened. Anna walked out, a few scrapes and bruises visible but mostly unscathed. Zorvak followed, visibly more battered by the ordeal, her pride damaged more than his body. The crowd erupted in cheers and applause for Anna, who, despite her exhaustion, managed a weary smile. Zorvak, on the other hand, walked away in silence, his earlier arrogance replaced by a begrudging respect. Milo rushed to Anna's side, clapping her on the back. That was incredible, Anna. You didn't just survive, you thrived. Catching her breath, Anna nodded. Thanks, Milo. It's one thing to survive Earth, but this... She glanced around at the still gathering crowd, their looks of respect and admiration clear. This is something else. As they left the simulation room, the challenge not only changed Anna's status among her peers, but also solidified his reputation as a formidable survivor. More importantly, it taught her that the lessons from Earth were more than just parlor tricks. They were his greatest asset in this vast, competitive galaxy. In the days following the survival simulation, Anna's status at the Intergalactic Academy had undeniably shifted. She was no longer just the human from Earth. She was the human who had bested a Draxian storm. Her peers regarded her with a mixture of respect and wariness, while whispers of her prowess traveled even beyond the student circles. During a quiet evening in the Academy's library, Anna sat with a group of students, including Milo and Silas, discussing interstellar navigation techniques. The conversation was technical and spirited, but Anna couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. I heard some of the faculty talking about you, Milo whispered, leaning closer to Anna. They're impressed, and it seems so are some of the sponsors of the Academy. Anna raised an eyebrow. Sponsors? Like who? Various planetary governments, corporations from across the galaxies. They keep this place running, Milo explained. Some are interested in what else the Hellworlder can do. As the group dispersed for the night, a hushed conversation caught Anna's attention. A few tables over, a group of Thranxians, known for their competitive nature and less than friendly stance towards humans, were glancing in his direction. Their leader, a particularly influential student named Varkos, seemed to be orchestrating some kind of plan. Curiosity piqued, Anna decided to approach them, a move that surprised the Thranxians. Evening, Anna greeted them. Something on your mind? Varkos, who had a thick carapace and eyes that gleamed with a cold intelligence, sized Anna up before speaking. Carter, isn't it? We were just discussing your performances. Impressive, but we wonder how you would fare without your gadgets and tricks. Anna's jaw tightened. Anytime you want to test that, let me know. We just might, Varkos replied with a smirk, turning back to his group. The next day brought unexpected challenges. Anna found her locker vandalized, her materials tampered with. While there was no evidence to pinpoint the culprits, the message was clear. Not everyone was happy with her rising star. Things escalated during a practical exam in exobotany, where Anna discovered that her specimens had been subtly sabotaged. She had to rely solely on her knowledge and quick thinking to pass the test, which he managed, but with a lower score than usual. Milo approached her afterward, concern etching his features. This is getting serious, Anna. Someone's trying to undermine you. Yeah, Anna sighed, looking around cautiously. I think it's more than just one person. There's a faction here that doesn't want Earth to gain any more attention, or respect. As Anna and Milo walked back to their quarters, they were suddenly cornered by Varkos and his entourage in a less frequented corridor of the Academy. We don't appreciate your kind here, Earthling, Varkos hissed, his followers forming a semicircle around Anna and Milo. Milo stepped forward, standing shoulder to shoulder with Anna. We're all here to learn, Varkos. There's no need for this. Varkos laughed darkly. No need? You threaten the balance here, human. Your presence, your successes, they make a mockery of what some of us have worked lifetimes to achieve. Before the situation could escalate further, a group of faculty members rounded the corner, causing Varkos and his group to scatter. One of the professors, an elderly Signian, eyed Anna with concern. Miss Carter, are you all right? Anna nodded, clenching and unclenching her fists. Yes, Professor. Just the usual Academy rivalries, I guess. As they walked away, Anna felt the weight of her situation growing. It was clear now that her journey at the Academy wouldn't just be about proving her capabilities. It would be about surviving them. After the unsettling encounter with Varkos and his group, the atmosphere around Anna grew increasingly hostile. Despite this, she tried to keep focused on her studies and the broader opportunities the Intergalactic Academy offered. Yet, the sense of being watched never fully dissipated, a constant reminder that not all were pleased with her presence. One afternoon, as Anna left an advanced engineering class, her communicator beeped with a new message. It was an invitation from Professor Vintok, asking her to discuss a potential internship at a research facility on Vintok's home planet, Nardoth. The meeting was scheduled in one of the Academy's lesser-known conference rooms at the edge of the station. Excited and curious about the opportunity, Anna hurried through the labyrinthine corridors of the academy. As she approached the designated room, something felt off. The usually bustling sections of the academy were eerily quiet. The hairs on the back of Anna's neck stood up, her earth-honed instincts screaming that something wasn't right. She paused outside the door, hand on the handle, listening. Silence. With a deep breath, she pushed the door open and stepped inside. The room was dim, the only light coming from a flickering overhead panel. "Professor Vintok," she called out, her voice echoing slightly. No answer. The moment she stepped further into the room, the door slammed shut behind her, plunging her into near darkness. Before she could react, a strong force hit her from behind, knocking her to the ground. Disoriented, she tried to scramble up, but another blow sent her back down. "We warned you, human," hissed a familiar voice. It was Varkos, his silhouette looming over Anna in the dim light. "You don't belong here." Anna clenched her fists, her heart pounding. "This isn't the way to prove your point, Varkos." A laugh echoed around the room, more figures emerging into his limited field of vision. "We don't need to prove anything. We just need you gone." Struggling to her feet, Anna assessed her situation. She was outnumbered and outmatched in what was clearly a well-planned trap. Her only advantage was her training on Earth, where she'd learned to handle much worse than bullies. With a swift move, she ducked under a swing and pushed past an attacker heading for where she remembered the door was. Another assailant grabbed at her, but Anna twisted away, using the momentum to her advantage. She needed to create a distraction, something to give her an edge. Reaching into her pocket, she pulled out a small device, a high-intensity flashlight. Clicking it on, she directed the blinding light at her attackers, temporarily disorienting them. The harsh light cast their shadows wildly around the room, buying her precious seconds. Anna made a dash for the door, slamming her shoulder against it. It burst open, and she spilled out into the corridor, gasping for breath. Behind her, the sound of cursing and scrambling followed as her attackers recovered. She didn't stop to look back, sprinting instead toward the main areas of the academy where she knew she'd be safer. Once there, surrounded by puzzled students and faculty, Anna allowed herself a moment to steady her breathing. Her thoughts raced. This attack took things to a new level. It wasn't just about rivalry or resentment anymore. It was an outright attempt to get her expelled, or worse. Anna knew she had to report this, but who would believe her? He was the outsider, the earthling. As she leaned against a wall, catching her breath, she realized this was only the beginning. She needed allies, and she needed a plan. The battle for her place at the academy had just intensified, and Anna was not about to give up. The aftermath of the ambush was immediate and severe. Anna found herself summoned to a high-level meeting with the academy's administration, including the dean, a stern and fair-minded Eulaxian named Grethor. As she entered the sleek conference room lined with views of distant stars, Anna's nerves were taut with anticipation. "Miss Carter, we've received a troubling report involving an altercation." Dean Grethor began, his voice grave. "What happened?" Anna recounted the events, carefully detailing the setup and the attack without embellishing. She mentioned Varkos by name, and her description of the other attackers was vague but sincere. Her hands clenched at her sides as she spoke, the memory fresh and her emotions barely contained. "Thank you, Miss Carter. We take these accusations seriously," Grethor assured her, nodding to an aide to take notes. "We will investigate, but you must understand, without witnesses, this will be difficult to pursue." Frustration welled up in Anna. "I understand, sir. I just want to study here safely. I didn't expect this." As Anna left the meeting, she felt the weight of isolation more acutely than ever. News of the incident spread like wildfire, morphing into different versions that painted her both as a victim and a provocateur. His walks through the corridors became gauntlets of whispers and stares, and even some of her newfound friends seemed to keep a cautious distance. In her next class, Advanced Astrophysics, Anna sat alone. The usual buzz of collaborative discussions did not include her, and she felt a chill of exclusion. The professor, a kindly old Zetharian named Pelks, seemed to sense the shift and made a pointed effort to engage her. "Miss Carter, perhaps you could share your insight on the gravitational anomalies we discussed last week," Pelks suggested, offering her an olive branch. Anna welcomed the opportunity, diving into an explanation that reflected her rigorous study habits and keen understanding of the material. For a moment as she spoke, the rest of the class seemed to remember her intellect and passion for learning, not just the rumors that surrounded her. After class, Silas approached her, a hesitant ally in the turbulent social waters of the academy. Anna, that was solid work. Look, not everyone believes the gossip. Some of us know you're here to make a difference. Grateful for Silas's words, Anna nodded. Thanks, Silas. It means a lot, really. The next few days were a test of resilience. Anna continued to excel academically, but socially she was more isolated than ever. The investigation into the ambush dragged on with little progress, as no concrete evidence surfaced, and Varkos and his accomplices denied any involvement. Determined not to be driven out by intimidation, Anna doubled down on her studies and began spending more time in the simulation labs, honing her skills and preparing for any future challenges. Her performances in these solo sessions drew a small, interested crowd, rebuilding her reputation piece by piece. One late evening, as Anna practiced in a simulation of an extreme tundrian climate, Professor Vintok visited her. The Nardothian watched silently for a while before speaking. Mr. Carter, adversity often reveals true character, Vintok said, his tone unreadable. You have shown considerable dedication. How you handle the challenges here will shape not only your time at the academy, but perhaps your entire future. Anna paused the simulation, turning to face Vintok with a determined look. I came here to learn and to bring honor to Earth. I'm not going to let anyone stop me from doing that. Vintok nodded, seemingly satisfied. Very well. Continue to prove your worth, Miss Carter. It's your most effective argument against your detractors. As Vintok left, Anna resumed her training, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. She knew the road ahead would be fraught with more challenges, but she was ready to face them head-on, armed with her intellect, courage, and unwavering determination to succeed. The simmering tension at the Intergalactic Academy reached a critical point when an unexpected crisis erupted. During a routine maintenance cycle, the Academy's life support system malfunctioned, causing a cascade of failures throughout the station. Alarms blared, and emergency lights flickered as the gravity stabilizers and atmospheric controls began to fail. Anna was in the library when the chaos started. Around her, students panicked, some freezing in place, others rushing to emergency exits only to find them malfunctioning. Remembering her training from Earth's unpredictable environments, Anna's instincts kicked in. She quickly accessed the library's communication terminal, connecting to the Academy's central engineering feed. What's happening? She shouted into the comlink, over the sound of alarms and shouting. There's a breach in the life support control module, a technician's voice crackled back. We can't seem to override the malfunction from here. Anna's mind raced. I'm on my way. Keep trying to stabilize the system remotely. Grabbing her toolkit, Anna sprinted through the corridors, dodging panicked students and faculty. She arrived at the engineering bay to find a scene of confusion. Engineers and technicians were frantically attempting to manually override the failing systems. Anna dove into the fray, her hands steady despite the chaos. Show me the main control panel, she demanded. A senior engineer pointed her towards a large console with flashing lights and scrolling error messages. Anna's eyes quickly scanned the information, her previous simulations and technical training helping her to diagnose the issue. It looks like a firmware corruption. We need to bypass the primary control circuit and reboot the system manually, Anna explained, her voice calm and authoritative. Working alongside the Academy's engineers, Anna helped to rewire the control circuits. Her hands moved with practiced ease, stripping wires and rerouting connections with precision. As the final connections were made, she held her breath and initiated the manual reboot sequence. For a moment, there was nothing but the hum of the machinery and the collective held breath of the room. Then, one by one, the systems began to come back online. Gravity stabilizers re-engaged with a gentle hum, and the atmospheric controls whirred as they normalized the air supply. Cheers erupted around the room, and the technicians clapped Anna on the back in gratitude. The senior engineer, a grizzled old veteran named Halmar, looked at her with newfound respect. Young woman, you just saved this station, Halmar said, his voice thick with emotion. Not bad for a student, not bad at all. Word of Anna's heroics spread quickly throughout the academy. The once skeptical and fearful student body began to see her in a new light. Where there had once been whispers of distrust and fear, there were now open expressions of gratitude and admiration. Back in the common area, Milo and Silas approached Anna, their faces beaming. Anna, you did it! You really pulled us through, Milo exclaimed, slapping her on the shoulder. Yeah, about those challenges and survival skills, Silas added with a wry smile. Seems like they come in handy more often than we thought. Anna smiled, feeling a mix of relief and pride. Turns out Earth's Hellworld training isn't just for show. As the Academy returned to normal, Anna's role in resolving the crisis cemented her place not only within the Academy but also in the broader interstellar community. Her actions proved that even a lone human from Earth could change the fate of a galaxy, not through conflict or conquest, but through courage, ingenuity, and a relentless drive to make a difference. In the weeks following the life support crisis, the atmosphere at the Intergalactic Academy transformed. Anna's heroic actions had not only saved lives but also reshaped her relationships with her classmates and the faculty. The suspicion and isolation that had once shadowed her days at the Academy had largely dissipated, replaced by a newfound camaraderie and respect. One crisp morning, as the Academy prepared for the end-of-term ceremony, Anna walked through the campus with a lightness in her step that she hadn't felt since her arrival. Students from various species nodded at her or clapped her on the back as she passed, and even some of the faculty offered her small, knowing smiles. "Anna, wait up," Milo called out, jogging to catch up to her. "Can you believe the term's almost over? Feels like just yesterday you were showing us how to make fire." Anna laughed, shaking her head. "It feels like a lifetime ago, Milo. A lot's changed." As they reached the main auditorium, they found a bustling scene. The area was decorated with banners representing the myriad of home planets of the Academy's student body. Professors and dignitaries from various galaxies mingled with students, creating a vibrant tapestry of interstellar culture. Dean Graythor approached Anna with a firm, friendly grip on her shoulder. "Miss Carter, I must say, your journey here has been quite remarkable. You've shown us all the strength of character and intellect that your planet possesses." "Thank you, Dean Graythor," Anna replied, feeling a swell of pride. "I've learned a lot about myself and what I'm capable of. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have come here." The ceremony began with the Dean's speech about diversity, cooperation, and the unexpected lessons they sometimes learn from each other. As the speeches continued, Anna reflected on her own experiences, how she'd arrived as a curiosity, an outsider, and was now leaving as a respected member of this diverse community. When it was time for the awards, Anna was called to the stage to receive the Honorary Scholar of Valor, an award rarely given, reserved for those who had shown exceptional bravery and contribution to the Academy's community. As she stood on the stage, accepting the award, Anna looked out over the crowd of faces, now familiar, now friendly. She realized that this moment was about so much more than personal victory. It was a testament to what could be achieved when beings from different worlds and with different perspectives worked together. In her acceptance speech, Anna said, "This award is not just for me, but for all of us who believe that bravery isn't about being unafraid, but about overcoming our fears. We all come from different corners of the universe, but here we are one community, one academy. Let's keep learning from each other and growing stronger together." The applause that followed was thunderous, filling the auditorium with a sense of unity and celebration. After the ceremony, as the crowd dispersed, Silas joined Anna, a grin on his face. "You know, I was one of those who doubted you initially, but now I think we were lucky to have you here, Anna." "Thanks, Silas," Anna replied, clapping him on the shoulder. "I believe I was the lucky one." As the sun set over the academy, casting long shadows and bathing the campus in golden light, Anna felt a profound sense of fulfillment. She had come to the academy as an outsider from Earth, but she was leaving as a hero, a friend, and a respected scholar. Her future, once uncertain, now brimmed with possibilities, and she was ready to face whatever challenges came next, carrying with her the lessons and friendships she had forged in this extraordinary place.